Give me a stroke. Give me some game. Stroke Ski Podcast. Okay, so joined by two Met section, the best section PGA professionals. Number one, Rob Labritz. Most recently, low PGA professional, 2019 PGA Championship at Bethpage Black. How you doing? And 2016 Met PGA Teacher of the Year, Kirk Oguri. Did I do that right?
You did. Perfect.
Well done. Well done. Kirk, go. All right, Rob, we're going to start with, we'll start with your story, how you got into the game and just anything you want to get into. And then Kirk, I know you probably got a mouthful you want to tell us. So let's start it off with Rob.
How did I get on the game? Good question. I lived on a golf course in Southington, Connecticut. Little par 3 golf course. My dad liked to hit the bottle pretty hard, so I never wanted to be in the house. So I found his golf clubs in the garage, and we lived literally on the 8th hole. I would go diving in the ponds for the golf balls and pick them out and smack balls for hours and hours before class, after class. Sometimes I might even skip school to hit golf balls.
That was me in college. That's perfectly okay.
It worked out all right in the long run, but I wouldn't say.
You're hitting on the toe then, too.
Oh, come on. I was hitting little cuts then. Now I'm hitting little draws. Come on, Johnny. Jeez. Don't start so early. But yeah, so, and just ever since I found golf, it was one of those things where I just wanted to make a career, and here we are today.
Beautiful. Kirk, go.
Mine was a little different. I was a little bit more of a late bloomer when it came to golf. I grew up in Parsons, Queens. Didn't have a golf course around there. All the schools didn't have golf teams. So grew up with ocean sports. I loved baseball, loved music. Wanted to be a baseball player when I was young. That wasn't going to happen when I wrecked my elbow, my shoulder when I was about 15. I love music. That was my passion. But I played occasional golf. My dad, he was a weekend hacker. So I'd go out with him, once every few Sundays during the season when I was a teenager. And then when I started going to music school when I was 18, I had to drive by Bethpage State Park every day. And it just hit me. I just got the bug, and I just loved it. And at that time, I was like an 8-9 handicap. So I was nowhere, I had nowhere experience at all of you guys had when you were my age. But I just loved it, and from that day on, I'm just like, what? I love this game. I love everything about it. And, of course, the way I am is I've always been a gear geek with everything else. So I just became a gear geek when it came to golf. So that's kind of where it led me today.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have something like that as your Instagram handle. I know it's the Golf Ninja, but something to do with fitting. I think you should create your own page. You might have a side business there.
Kidding me? Come on. He's the best.
The best. Kirk introduced me to 14 wedges a while ago, and I still vividly remember that fitting.
Yeah, you used
Well, I have Vokies now.
Years ago, yeah.
Johnny is literally he's poking the bear right now. Okay, for those listening, this is the day before we're about to go on a marathon, but I'm about to call it a war now. Okay? He's geared up. He's got the face mask. He's got the 14 stick stuff going on. I could see it add a little bit of confidence. Okay, maybe a little too much.
Normal. If the world was normal, I'd be social distancing from you on this trip.
But yeah, okay, good stuff. Johnny, why don't you because our last episode got screwed up, why don't we get your story?
Oh God. Okay, let's see. Born and raised in Westchester. I was going to be the baseball phenom. My dad played for the New York Mets farm system as a pitcher, so I was supposed to be the baseball son. I tried pitching, looked like Noah Syndergaard when no one was in the batter's box, and then watch out when someone stepped in, so I didn't pitch for very long. Moved to first base. I literally played baseball till about sophomore, junior year of high school. I played golf for fun, worked at a golf course on the side, but I was, I've definitely to this day have had more baseball lessons than golf. And then junior year of high school, I kind of started to get better at golf because I was working on the golf course at a public course, Maplemore in White Plains, and I was just like, okay, same season. It was spring season in high school, so I'm like, I don't know, am I going to break my dad's heart, or am I going to go with something I'm starting to really like? So I decided to break my dad's heart and pick golf, and lo and behold, different perspective than maybe some. I never really tried to play professionally. I didn't even really try to play in college, but I enjoyed being in the golf business. So like I had a PGA professional who was working at Maplemore that kind of like took me under his wing. I would watch him teach. You know, I kind of liked the whole being around the industry. So that's when I elected to go to the PGM school where I met this guy. And
this guy
you know,
being me.
Yeah, so now it's great. I can honestly say I'm in the right industry because I actually prefer helping someone to play better than if I play good. It doesn't give me nearly as much satisfaction as watching someone else play good because I help them. So
he's going to be watching someone else play good all week. That's a good thing. Yeah. Good thing. No, because it's a long drive home, and I don't want you, you know, I know you have a heavy foot. I don't want that foot getting a little heavier and all
I got
that
new
stuff.
brakes and rotors getting put on right now, so I'm coming in hot.
I'll finish it off with just a little bit. I grew up playing ice hockey. Quit when I was about 15 because I was about 5'4", 110 pounds.
So you
Went
got
to
chick play out.
well, I was the ankle biter. I was the agitator. My coach would go out there, take face-offs, get in people's faces and all that stuff. So it was actually a rough transition to golf. I went to the IJGA in Hilton Head, and I was known as the Happy Gilmore because not only did I play hockey, but I broke a few rakes testing their durability. And some other stuff, but yeah. Then I went to Coastal, hung out in the Carolinas for a few years after Coastal. Did the mini tour thing, the Hooters tour thing when that was up and running. It was unbelievable how many people were in the field back then, and now it's just tough. Mini tour golf is a tough way to go, but yeah. Then became a member of the Met section, the best section, at Hempstead Golf and Country Club for about 2.5 years, and now I'm in Florida full time. I'm gonna miss you boys, but good thing we have this to fall back on. What's next? What else we got? Let's Kirk.
Yeah.
Fitting stuff. Let's talk about some tips, and I know you were the teacher of the year. We'll give Rob the tip. I want you to know, like, let them know, or what you think is the most important thing when someone is either needs a fitting or is coming to get fit.
In my opinion, the most important thing is it's the same thing as being an instructor. Is just understand the reason why that person is there to see you, right? So why are they there? You know, what are they looking for? You know, sometimes I think we prioritize what we think is best for them instead of why they came. So I know sometimes they'll come over and be like, hey, you know what, I want to get this set of iron. You know, deep down they probably can't handle it, but you know what? Not everybody plays the game for the same reason. So I still have that perspective that I want to make whoever comes, you know, in front of me, I want to make them as happy as possible. I want to make sure that they have a great experience. So I will do my best to try to help them, but I'm also going to make sure that I know why they're there and they're paying me, right? It's the same instruction. I'm not going to revamp everything. If this guy plays 4 times a year, you know, my boss is telling me to play and I just got to get clubs, I'm going to help him out. I'm going to fit him to his ability. Now, if I get a student that I'm working with and we're trying to lead them to improvement, that's a big difference, right? I'm going to try to lead them with their swing patterns. And we might actually get a little bit, you know, I won't call it the full respect, but something that I know they're going to develop into. So there are different roads that we can take when we talk about the word fitting, but for me, it's always instruction-based. It's always based on what are they doing, what can their bodies do, what are their swing patterns doing, and then I will try to fit the entire bat so that there's a flow to the set so that it can help them play the best. That's the best way I can describe what a fitting experience is.
Pretty solid.
Well done, yeah. Kidding me? Come on.
John.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, Rob was
Unless
touched.
people come by, then it's just like, yo, that stinks. Stop it. We're good. Okay. And that's basically it. Right? Or, hey, Johnny, you hit every shaft the same. Stop. Just pick one.
You're 93 mile an hour club head speed. It's okay. It doesn't matter.
When you hit up 7, it doesn't matter, does it? You hit up 7, you don't put any spin on the ball anyway.
God. Kirk goes to me and goes, tell you what, you'd hit it like Dustin Johnson if you swung faster.
I can hit it like Rob Labritz. I never missed the sweet spot.
Yep.
Well, apparently,
Trending towards the toe a little bit right now.
there's nothing wrong with hitting it off the toe. My little pattern on my face is a little toe bias. There's nothing wrong with it. You get used to it.
A little extra closure in the face.
Oh yeah, the fast hands. I've been like I made this joke before, but I was hitting the ball left a lot, a little too often. I was afraid to take a golf cart because I didn't think I'd be able to keep it on the path. Be jerking it to the left. That's how much my ball has been going that way. I know John's got a little one-liner coming up, but and he's going to be feeding me all week. See, I'm my own worst enemy when I talk to John because I just vent to him about what's going on. He vents to me, so I'm really looking forward to this week. But
there is no sympathy or pity either way.
there's not going to be. I can't wait. Really can't. Rob.
Yes.
So we'll leave the tip. We'll go through the list of all of us for the tips. Please enlighten us how awesome it was playing at Bethpage this past year at the PGA.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean it was like playing Glen Arbor not so much like Glen Arbor, almost playing like Glen Arbor, in the PGA Championship. Just of course I played so many times, and then having the support of all the section. I mean, all you guys were there. Kirk, I mean everybody was there. So it was like I was doing my best to just make the Met section just as
the best section. How you doing?
And you know what?
It is.
It was a lifetime. It was a 2-year process of planning, of getting there. I had my goals, literally. I had them taped on my mirrors, on my iPhone, all sorts of stuff that I wanted to do, from qualifying to getting there to making it there. And once I made it there, I played a practice round with Rich Beam on Monday, and it was 50 degrees and rainy. And we played 1 foot in the rough all the way back, which all of my years, I've never played Bethpage with 1 foot in the rough. And I'll tell you, I don't know if we can swear on this thing, but that was long. It was long. So I'm standing there going, oh my God, if we play from all the way back like this, everybody's going to shoot a million, especially the club pros that come in, because you're looking at 7,600 yards with no roll. But they, Kerry Hake did a great job of moving the tees around, and it was just, I mean, you get New Yorkers behind you, and it was the most incredible experience in my 6 majors that I've had. Obviously,
incredible performance too, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to keep grinding, baby.
God,
good.
I wish I was good enough. I'd have to. Let's point out there if I was
I'll
good.
tell you what, I mean, I remember Monday because I was actually on the putting green from 5:30 that Monday morning, right? So I was kind of helping out. It got so cold after about it was like 8 o'clock. My feet were so frozen, I couldn't feel my feet. I actually had to go in for about a half hour because I couldn't feel any of my body parts. It was so cold that Monday, and you went out there and played in that. It was unbearable, I thought.
By the way, how funny is that though? Like playing in those conditions that week, and we're used to playing in the State Open where it's like the Sahara Desert.
I was just gonna say that. That seems to be the only week that Bethpage gets perfect weather.
Guys, what they did to that golf course too in May. I mean, we've played I don't know how many State Opens there, since 1997. That course is probably one of the best conditioned golf courses, and I've played them all, that I've ever stepped foot on that week.
Is the superintendent that's currently there, was he on the red previously? Is that who it is still? Wasn't he on the red?
I don't know. I think it was the guy who oversaw the whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, wow, I didn't think in May that they had any chance of getting that place ready, but wow, it was just primo.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool. The best part about it was, I just started playing that yellow ball, and one of these guys I think I was on hole like 15 or 14, the par 3. One of the guys asked me, he goes, "That's a yellow ball." So I chucked it up to him in the crowd on Monday, right? few people there Tuesday, whatever it was. And he was like, wow, that's pretty cool. He wanted to chuck it back to me. I was like, no, keep it. By the end of the week, he had brought about 40 of his friends there. And on Sunday, they were going crazy. They were ripping off their shirts, having me sign their backs. I mean, it was really cool. So, you make some friends out there. It was really cool to get crowds and stuff behind you.
So awesome.
Probably the best part.
Rob Labritz throwing
you
yellow
don't want
balls
your
everywhere.
crowd not behind you, do you?
Oh,
you
my.
don't want to get
Man. It could be. I heard some things even like, playing the ninth hole in the second round, coming up number 9, and I hear, how much you pay for that range ball? Because it was a yellow ball. And I'm like, well, dude, come on. It's a yellow ball.
That's a perfect segue. When you were playing out there, if it even wasn't directed at you, but what was something either really funny or just like caught you off guard? Like, someone just yell at in the crowd? Like, was there anything that really stuck out?
Yeah, I was playing with Bo Hostler and JJ Spawn, and we were walking up like 8 or something like that, or actually it was 17. And someone from one of the grandstands yelled out, I don't know who any of you guys are! I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's great, though.
And the yellow ball, range ball, stuff like that, but all good.
Beautiful.
That is amazing. That's awesome. Johnny, you got anything you want to ask him?
In general or PG or
yeah, anything. Let's get the conversation flowing.
Okay. Let's see. What should I ask Rob Labritz? Well, I would say to you, let's talk about some tournament golf.
Okay.
So we always talk about swing, we talk about club fitting, and at the end of the day, they're all important. But we all know that all of us have the ability to get on the driving range and look like we're going to win the next PGA Championship. What do you think separates the guys like yourself who've had a lot of success in our section to guys who have talent, can hit the golf ball, but what do you see as the fine line of maybe a mental game, attitude? What do you see on the golf course that makes someone a better tournament golfer compared to just a ball beater?
That's a good question, and I think it revolves around a bunch of things besides just one or two areas. I think it goes down to, first of all, your brain. What do you feel? How do you feel on the golf course? I know, I love doing all this stuff with you guys. I know when I get on the golf course, I want to step on your necks. I mean, I really do. I love you guys, but I get out there and I have this underlying feeling that I want to beat everybody. And then what drives me onto that side is what I put in, physically, working out every day, all that stuff. I know that stuff leads into it. And then, I've got pretty consistent ball striking. I've got control over my golf ball, which actually just started to happen over the past 3 or 4 years. My swing's gotten to the point where I've worked on it to the point where I understand it now. So when you can kind of, put all that stuff together and then just tap in some sort of short game, if you guys get up and down from anywhere around the greens, you can advance it for the most part.
That's Johnny.
Right.
That's Johnny.
So you're going to keep the big wide shots.
Johnny can get it up and down out of a flip-flop.
So
I got that covered.
I went out the other day and I played with 3 clubs over at Glen Arbor. I played with a 6-iron, a putter, and a wedge. Okay? And I shot even par. And I'm thinking to myself, and I played from the tips, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm pretty good with the wedge. If I can keep it straight all the time, it's pretty simple. So you just got to stay away from those big blow-up holes. You got to really believe in yourself. You got to internally believe in yourself. I mean, I know guys have the confidence on the outside, but inside they might be toiling a little differently. And then, just have the guts and balls to take that out on the golf course and just say you're going to win.
Well, I can tell you one thing. After watching The Last Dance on ESPN, I'm coming for everybody. I mean, if Jordan is not the ultimate competitor, I don't even know who is, or it's not even it's a joke how much he wanted to kill everybody. Unbelievable.
Yeah, even Justin Thomas says things like, he wants to embarrass people to not be on the golf course again.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It is true. It's definitely an important factor for sure. You can't be.
It's funny because I think, like, even for me, like, yeah, sure, I'm super competitive. I can make dumbest thing competitive. But, like, it's funny because when I find myself in our section actually, like Kirk, a great round of golf. Me, Kirk, and Jimmy Farrell played, what was it, the section championship at Metropolis?
Yeah.
Played? Like, first of all, there's 3 people who we run to the golf ball and hit the golf ball within 1.5 seconds. we all don't shut up for the entire. We're not even talking about golf. We're talking about just random stuff that are going on in the world. Now that's great because it's nice to have that. But I think part of my issue personally, which is something that I need to kind of work on in that way. Like I feel like I go to a tournament and I'm saying hi to people on the putting green, on the range, and saying what's going on. Instead of me being selfish for just 5 hours of the day and not wanting to talk to anybody, and just being in my own zone, going out to play some real golf. It's funny because the few times that someone really pisses me off for real, and I grind, I'm like, okay, where's that brain when I'm playing in a tournament? Instead of like, it's beautiful out here, man. My lesson's at 4, I should make it. It's so different.
How do you play when you're doing that? When you're out there just kind of shooting the shit and having fun? You probably play pretty good, right?
I play pretty good for sure, but I think there's a fine line there though. It's a fine line between I play pretty good because you're loose, but you're also, there's times out there where you just maybe lose focus and cost yourself some shots, where like I was, I think if someone directly challenges you, like me personally, like if Majet challenges me, I know I can beat him, so I'm not really worried about it. But like if someone actually really challenges me, I'm going to make the determination to really go out and beat them. So I think it's important for everyone, but me personally to go out there and actually have that attitude. I think that's one of the biggest flaws I have in playing tournament golf.
Oh, you got another thing coming.
A little secret, don't forget, guys, is you really only have to focus for about 15 to 20 seconds.
True.
And other than that,
and like 36 to 40 swings out there.
Right?
Right? So you just break it down. Like I've the past, 6 months before this whole thing has been going on in competitive in events. I don't know where it changed or how it changed, but I found myself investing too much emotion in bad shots and not enough in the awesome shots. Like, because I feel like I think expectations are almost everything when it comes to the mental game. Like, if you expect to play well, but the way I'm, I guess, wired, if I go out and expect to play well and I'm hitting, I have a string of 2 or 3 bad swings, done. Don't know where it came from, but the last 6 months before this whole thing in tournaments, I was just like, I'm fed up. I didn't want to be out there. And then I'd just go out there and not care. I'd be 6 or 7 over, and then I'd hit some awesome shots coming in just because I'm like, well, whatever. I'm 5 over, 7 over. This isn't fun. Don't really care. But I feel like expectations, this break might be a good thing. I don't know. We'll find out this week when I play Johnny. But I feel like expectations are a big factor when it comes to the mental game.
I think from the outside perspective, someone who has played such great golf for a long time, like Labritz, I know that he's incredibly dedicated to everything he does to play. Right? I know compared to me, I've done the amount of work that Rob. I mean, his nutrition and his fitness and the time he takes out of the day and dedicates himself to his game. I mean, so you can develop that inner confidence because you put the time in, you put the work in, and then you see you're seeing those results because you create those goals. Where I think someone like myself, I mean, like Johnny, we can't shut up, but that's just part of our personality, and I don't think I'm ever going to change that when I go out and play because I enjoy being out there and just kind of talking and chatting. So if I become that, I'm going to lose. I'm going to be so tired by the end of the day trying to pretend to be somebody.
No, that's true.
So,
yeah.
So you have to be who you are. And then the realistic expectations are if you don't work at it a lot and you don't have a lot of time, you can't expect to go out there and be frustrated because you're not striking all day, right? That's
huge.
unrealistic.
That's huge.
That's like,
by the way,
now am I frustrated if I get beat? No, I haven't picked up a racket in 2 years. But what am I going to get pissed at myself? That
right.
doesn't make sense.
Mike Diffley, I played with Diffley, who we should actually probably get on here. That'd be a good one to get on too. I spoke to Diffley in the.
You better get that beat button ready for him though. Every time you censor that, you got to have like a 7-second delay.
That is what it is. Let it rip. Let it rip.
I was with Diffley in Florida, and we were just talking about this exact topic, and it was such a simple thing he told me. because about and like ties in what Kirk's saying and what Rob is saying. He's like, listen, everyone's personality is their personality. You can't be someone else on the golf course. I can't pretend to be someone else on the golf course because it's going to distract you focusing on being some other person. He goes, all you got to do every time, okay? Try your best every shot. He goes, your goal should literally be every shot you hit to make sure it is your best shot. He goes, how many times do you say, fuck it, I'm not gonna, you know what the hell with it. I don't care about this chip. I don't care about the shot. He goes, if you try your best on every shot, that's all you can ask for, and you can live with yourself.
True. And he threw in a couple F-bombs in between that stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, a couple.
That's what makes him the diff. Come on.
The best.
If you look at it pretty logically, it's pretty simple. You can't let past shots affect you, and you can't do anything about the future. And really, all you control is what you're doing right then and there. And if you stay like this the whole time, if you don't get too high on a birdie or too low on a bogey, you're just hitting another shot.
Oh, I'm going to be getting high on all these birdies this week. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Guy putts like Ray Charles. Yeah, okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
The other thing too, what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, no, like it's like even keel type of guys. Like I remember playing when I was like 6-7 years ago. I got paired with Greg Piscani, right? And he's out there and he was playing perfectly. I'm talking like just going about his business. I'm out there shaking like a leaf. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right? we get up on a par 3, and he hits a cold shank eponymous. I'm talking like it looked like Tour Star, and all of a sudden the ball went over there. And I was more shaken up than he was. I looked at him and I'm like, oh my God. And he gives the iron back to his caddy, whoever was there, puts it back in the bag, doesn't react, goes up to it, like shoots the number, hits it on the green, makes the putt. It was a par 3, makes a par, walks to the next tee. I make like a 5. I'm rattled. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, that is like that is just like it was just like one of those things that just caught my brain when I really started to play a lot. I was like that vision stuck with me. If he just hit the shank and he like literally just went like this, it was like, didn't see that one coming. All right, get the club back. I'm like, anyone see that? It's amazing. It's impressive. It's definitely a learned skill. I think in that point to really be able to like just kill, then react.
It's definitely a learned skill. You got it over time, because I was a hothead at points. There was plenty of times, and you just realize it doesn't do you any good.
No.
Take the body 11 minutes to like calm yourself down off a fight or flight situation. So if you go, get all pissed off, you got 11 minutes. How many shots are you going to hit in those 11 minutes where you're going to be all messed up?
Me and Kirk, we're going to play 9 holes.
I have a good question, and we'll go through everybody. Whoever wants to start can start. Favorite golf course in the Met section, and why?
Glen Arbor, because I've been there 20 years.
Nice.
I'd
Johnny's
like to
thinking.
say that place Black, but it's not for me. It's like I love that golf course, but I would say I think through all the years of Bethpage Red was my favorite. Probably played that the most through my early 20s and later on. It's playable for everybody. I think it's a very fair golf course. When we played the Long Island Opens, it was always in amazing shape. I mean, it was in better shape than the Black most of the years back then. It's unfortunately it's kind of gone a little bit downhill recently. When we've been playing it, but I just think it's such a fair, great golf course. I have a lot of great memories playing it.
Those are both. I mean, red and black are definitely. I mean, it's hard. I'm hard pressed not to say the black course, just because, like you said, Kirk, I'd drive past it every day. I live around the block from there. I'd play it any chance I get to. But you know what? I think my favorite golf. I've only played it 3 times. That I've stepped foot on is Purchase. And it may be a little bit biased because of what I shot in 2018, but when we went for, we had that stretch of weather in 2018, if you guys remember, where like 4 tournaments got shortened.
Oh yeah.
What they did, I don't know. What we did in the Met PGA Championship. I was just blown away by what they were able to do and how good of shape they were able to keep those golf courses in. But the Purchase, it might be a little bit biased because also I had my baby cousin Danielle caddy. She's never she swings a golf club, but she's never stepped foot like on a golf course. She was on my bag. She's like I said, just follow me, carry the bag, put the bag down, pick it up, don't touch the flag, don't worry about it because I didn't want her stepping in. So I might have been distracted that round, but Purchase, absolutely, I love that place.
I'm sure Carl would love to hear that one.
Loved it.
Too.
You mean our current president?
Yes, our current president. Yes.
Current president.
Purchase. A lot of love, Purchase.
What's that?
That question really sucked. Okay, I don't like about that question because there's so many different things to look at. Like, am I going to look at full experience? Because I'm not getting out of the Friar's Head shower at the end of the day.
I haven't played Friar's Head.
The Friar's Head golf course is sick, but the clubhouse, that whole experience, is a joke. Shinnecock, sick golf course. I don't want to have lunch there. It's terrible.
They don't want to have you there for lunch either.
Yeah, me ordering a double-decker cheeseburger, not going to go over well on that patio. Not going to go over well. So I'm just going to go straight golf course.
Playability, just golf course. That's it. We don't care about the experience. You want to talk to everybody.
My top button stays unbuttoned. I'm gonna go with Atlantic.
No,
I
golf
like,
course I
I
haven't
like
played.
Atlantic golf course. I think it's just there's nothing goofy about it. It's just a good golf course. It's always in sick shape, and I just enjoy going out there. And I kind of like being out in the Hamptons. It's nice. You can pick any course out in the Hamptons almost. They're all sweet. So that's what I'm going.
Not bad. Good choices there.
Yeah, they're not bad, and I'm sure we're probably overlooking a few.
I was
Playability wise though, you got to go to Shinny. Shinny's just incredible.
I haven't played Shinny. I haven't played National. I haven't played Atlantic. I haven't played Sabonic. I haven't played Friar's Head.
Grew up on Long Island.
I grew up a public golf course. I was an assistant at Hempstead for 2 years.
My dad was a landscaper. I played him. What are you doing?
I don't know. I just never met anybody. I never went out there. The only course I've played out there is Southampton, West Hampton, and the Bridge.
You were so close to Shinny, man. You could have
and Laurel Links. See, there you go. Laurel Links, I think, is one of the most underrated clubs on Long Island as far as the golf course. That place is so good.
Yeah, so good, very difficult.
Very difficult. That 7th hole, is that the 7th?
The 7th hole, you got laid up front right of the green.
Yeah.
Got it.
What? That's a joke.
Yeah.
That hole's a joke.
I like Calusa Pond.
Trying to hit that ball green, too.
Which one?
Calusa Pond, my favorite golf course.
Short par 4.
We're talking about the Met section, Johnny. Calusa Pines is in Florida.
They don't got Gator Jumbo up here, bro. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't played any. I think I've played more courses in Westchester than I have on Long Island, to be honest.
We got to make a trip up here now, man. Come back up and do a little since you're
I'm
down.
coming. Of course, I'm coming. I always come back to New York. What else?
We going with now?
I don't know. You come up with one.
Come up with a question. All right. Let's see. Something. All right. Your favorite current PGA Tour player, and maybe the one guy not a big fan of. Not a big fan. Yeah, I'm going that route. Not going to be that easy.
Yeah, that's a hard route to go. You hate to go there.
You don't have to make any details. details. I wasn't going to say, like, what's your favorite flavor? No, we're going to go night guy and guy I don't really like. And, I mean, you don't have to be personal, but maybe you don't like something.
Wow, yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, we don't know the guy. We don't know him.
I got a few.
I played with a guy. I played with a guy once in a major, and he yelled at the crowd.
Okay. I'm going to look that up right now. Let me get my computer up.
Rob Labritz's tour events. Who's he paired with? Oh, it's got to be that guy right there. You see it? That's Gary.
Got to be Rory Sabatini.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, that was a surprising thing. Hit something in a bush and hit a great shot out of a bush, and some woman said, "Wow, what a great shot!" He goes, "Yeah, it was real effing good, wasn't it?" I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh.
That's what's out there.
Before we get into this, listen. Some of the marshals, which I'm sure some of the marshals crack me up. I mean, I've gone to the Honda Classic a bunch of times. This is the best moment I've ever experienced. Okay, so Jamie Lovemark is on the 11th tee at the champion course at PGA National. Okay, I think he was somewhere close to the lead. He just came off. He birdied the 10th hole, which they play as a par 4. Takes out a 3-wood on 11. Good play. Marshall's standing behind him. Guy puts up his thing. He's kind of in like his peripheral. Jamie Lovemark asks him to back up. So he backs up about 2 steps. Does it again. Sees him out of his peripheral. Backs up. Goes, "Guy, could you stand over here?" So he did that. This isn't even over yet. Lovemark hits one left. Like left of left. And the marshal, who he asked to move, standing right next to him, goes, "Oh my God, that's so left." Jamie Lovemark, the look that he gave this guy, I'm surprised this guy didn't drop dead. It was unbelievable, and I wish I had that picture to post. But I was just like, oh, did that just happen? It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem sometimes when you get guys that are volunteering at those events. They're not golfers.
Oh my God, that's so far left. Out loud. Like a gasp from the crowd that came over. If I was in that situation, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have said something. I know Johnny would have said something.
It would have been a sarcastic remark, but that's about it.
I had a really cool conversation Saturday of PGA Bethpage with Rory. So I got kind of like a man crush on him. He's
Nice.
pretty awesome. He's so cool.
All the Europeans in the past, by the way.
Oh my God, they're just so He's such a regular dude. Could have sat there for 20 minutes in that conversation about nothing. It was.
Yeah.
Rory's probably my favorite person to watch swing the driver when he's on.
Oof.
It
How
is
good is it?
Unreal.
The balance doesn't make much sense to me.
No. Yeah, we can talk about that. Favorite swings. Could be in history, could be present, whenever.
Yeah, I've never really tried to model myself after anybody. I've just kind of tried to feel. I guess if I like to look at a swing.
There you go. Rob's favorite swing is Rob's.
Yeah, I like mine. I like
Love
yours.
it. Love
I
it.
swing. No,
Can't stand mine. Wow.
Yeah.
But by the way, you could break this down into subcategories too. Like I'm
Yeah.
just thinking rhythm. Like how about Louis Oosthuizen's rhythm
Oh.
or like
Filthy.
tempo? Joke.
Filthy.
no, here.
I've never waited that long for anything.
If Johnny finishes out, he's on the next tee box before the group even plays. You guys ready? All right, it's good. Pick it up. Let's go.
I like Kirk Oguri swing. It's my favorite swing.
I hate it. You can't even look at it on video. Never.
Speak of the devil. Here's your swing. This is your. That's Louis.
I mean, it's just
Oh.
pure.
You swinging it yet?
Not yet.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, how does this guy not win every week? Is what how do you suck with that one at ever? I
Yeah,
mean,
just started playing again after like a month layoff. This was a couple years ago.
It's
Played
so-
at Old Palm.
so good.
Old Palm. How about that facility?
Here we go.
I mean,
And he hasn't played in a month here.
right.
Stuck this one like 10 feet.
Oh, I mean, like, what is so hard about
Was
golf?
that was that number 11?
That was the number 11, exactly. Yep, par 3.
Love Old Palm.
So good.
Place is really good.
Turkey, who do you like? What swing? Come on.
Whose swing do I like?
Yeah, like who do you like? Not even that. Like what's something like if you're giving a lesson? Like everyone has like the handful of swings that like when you're teaching, you're like, all right, I'm gonna bring this guy up and show this position. What's like even just like a textbook? You know, maybe a guy who's quirky like a Matt Wolf who just pounds it and has just athleticism. You know, whatever. Who do you like watching?
I mean, I guess that's a tricky question. I usually do not ever put a tour player against a student to depress them, right? I don't do that. I usually put them against themselves when I try to compare it. Or I'll zoom up so that you see a certain aspect or part of their body.
Yep.
I stopped doing that back in like teaching in 2002. You know, 2002 and 2003 when I was doing a lot of video and DVDs of their swings. Or there's the 700 things you do that's disgusting, and here you go for practice.
Yep.
I mean, there are so many great golf. So I really do enjoy players that have certain characteristics to their swing. I think it's pretty cool when there's something that they do that's unique.
Yeah.
It's like the blueprint. You know, a lot of people say Adam Scott's got great and all that stuff, but yeah, I really do enjoy the quirks. I love Duffner's swing. I think it's really cool. You know, the massive whackle is just enjoyable to watch. Pure swing, I think, is great. I couldn't hear you, Rob.
It's tough watching Duffner putt it from 2 feet.
Oh God.
Oh, man.
No, I try to avoid, you know, with current putter stuff that, you know, I've gone through.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying it, but, you know, so, yeah, I turn my head when he's got maybe a short one or, you know, unfortunately, like, watching Lexi putt. It's really difficult to watch.
What about Bubba?
Well, interesting to go back to like players you don't like.
I don't watch him at all. I put ABC on when he's getting coverage.
I mean, he's an incredible golf, you know, player. I mean, it's just watching him play and what he can do is awesome.
You can appreciate what he does with the golf ball for sure, but just
every time it could be
it's sick.
Really high, something like this, it doesn't match. It's always incredible to watch him hit shots.
Crazy.
By the way, like a wholesome guy. I mean, again, when I say people I don't like, I mean that's kind of an unfair question, but I like making unfair questions because I don't really know anyone. I don't know anyone personally, but you just go off of like characters and things you hear. I mean, listen, we all know the guys that aren't that great out there. But I can tell you one thing: I had an experience with Tony Finau at the airport coming back from the Hero World Challenge. You want to talk about a normal, awesome dude? I mean, he's the best. I mean, I walked up to him. He was waiting for we were waiting for our golf bags. Just having a normal conversation as if I'm talking to one of you guys. Like, totally chill. And you got to just love him. You know, his golf game. I, as a short swinger, doesn't make any sense how far he hits it because it looks short to me. I mean, the guy just pounds the golf ball. I mean, he's
a foot tall, didn't he, bro?
Yeah. Okay, I know. I mean, he's not 5'10". I get it, but he's but it's just.
Or neither am I. Not even 5'10".
If I was giving Johnny a lesson, the tour pro I would put next to him just to piss him off is John Daly. You see what he does here? You see how he gets it?
Yeah, I use Larry the Cable Guy.
How about Tony Finau popping his ankle on the Masters?
That's what I was gonna bring up. That was sick.
I mean.
Oh yeah, let me just fix this real quick.
Yeah.
Look what he did, though, the next round. I mean, he totally changed which side to post on. I mean, he was triple side posting and hitting, which, if I think about doing that, I mean, I'm probably going to hurt something else. You know, just think about just.
Didn't he come top? He was in the top 10 that year, right?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah. That's just called athlete. That's just called an athlete. That's all that's called.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
All right, so I mean we've touched on this before. I think in just a solo episode between Johnny and I. Whoever wants to start, favorite or best instruction tip you can give to somebody, just looking for some direction or like a generic golf tip. Go ahead.
Hold your finish in balance for a second or two.
Okay. All right.
What level golfer?
You were
Just
never-
the average weekend warrior guy that just goes out and plays and is just looking to get more out of their game.
I like that.
I would even start every golf instruction with how the club hits the ball. Like, I tell you what, sometimes it baffles me. I remember teaching 3 people last year where they were showing their drivers, and they're all caved in. You know that the cave in on the toe side, because they're all hitting it with a massively closed face. They didn't know that they were supposed to hit it with the club face. They weren't told to actually hit. They were told to hit the ball with the club head. They really didn't know. So let's go. I mean, sometimes we take the obvious.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Could we just a moment of silence? A moment of silence for these drivers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're being brought back as defective because, hey, it must be defective because they keep caving in on the top. And after a few times, we're like, wait, time out. Something's going on. They actually came into a shop. And once I explained to her or them that there's a certain part of the club, so this goes back to my whole thing about instruction is education on the club head and how it applies to the ball and what happens to the ball. Right? It's like understanding how to play any game or sport. It's how do you play baseball? Well, here's the ball. You actually have to apply the bat to the ball to hit it. Things like that. If you want to throw, you have to hold the ball a certain way and let it go. Every sport pool, you're going to play billiards, you've got to hold the stick, right? You got to hold the cue stick, and you have to actually apply the stick to the back of the cue ball and make it go forward to hit the ball. Like, that's my instruction that I usually go through. And when I give them that information of, oh, that's what I do. I hold this end, and I apply that end here, and I make the ball do something. They're like, oh, great. And now we show them how to do it.
Yeah.
Turn that into an hour lesson, though, so he's getting paid for that. Hold your.
It's really important to know what hits what happens, right?
All true, though. All true. 100%. You're speaking the truth.
Mikey, what do you got? What's your one tip of the day for the weekend warrior?
One quarantine tip. I think the grip goes over is very overlooked in the game. It dictates a lot of what goes on. I mean, between tension and just having your hands properly on the grip can make a world of difference. That's definitely one thing that I would look or give somebody that's just like, oh, I'm not hitting it right and doing this, and I think the grip, you guys probably agree, just dictates a lot of what goes on in the golf swing. For people that are struggling, you get like you can see Rob. Yeah, you get the left hand riding a motorcycle, the right hand on top. The amount of people I've seen with just huge gaps between their fingers, and they're trying to literally just grip the entire. Exactly. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, do your hands hurt? Because they're hurting me.
By the way, the best, the great Bobby Hines, who's still at Old Oaks. Bobby's the classic guy to yell at someone during a lesson, right? So he's giving a lesson. I'll never forget this. I'm like, I'm gonna go watch Bobby teach. Everyone knows Bobby. He will yell at anyone. It's the best. So there's a guy who has this very, very your stereotypical super strong grip, right? He's having some trouble. So Bobby's like, well, we need to fix your grip. So Bobby puts the grip on the way it's supposed to be. And I'm there, and the guy goes, this is uncomfortable. And Bobby goes, so you're fucking telling me? I've ever seen in my life. It was the best.
It's true. And to go along with that whole, like, if you're switching your grip, if you're one of the victims that struggles with a bad grip, the grip is probably going to be the most uncomfortable thing to change, but I feel the most necessary if you want to get the most out of your golf swing. Especially if you don't have time to practice. Okay, you get different grips on tour. They got thousands of hours. That's all they do.
Yeah.
And then if you even do change the grip, so say they got that grip in there, right, like that, and you change them to that, by the time they hit the ball,
Yep.
it's like,
No question. It's the patterns of people. Honestly, another little thing that I think, what's really helpful for, number one, it's a whole discussion, but as golf instructors, like, the first thing I do, like, kind of almost a little towards, like, what Kirk was talking about is, I like doing an interview, right? So I'll talk, before I even touch a golf club, I'll start talking to them, because I think it's really important to know what they've done in their life. Meaning, if I say to someone, so you play golf before? No. Tell me what other sports you play. If someone says swimming and hopscotch, okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to have to do some work here. We're going to have to, we're going to figure this out, right? But if they say hockey and baseball, immediately I know there's going to be some speed. There's going to be they're going to have a swing of some sort. So, like, being someone who's played every sport, I've actually never played hockey. Should have, because every hockey player kills it. But being someone who played a lot of baseball, I can relate to a lot of the kids that say, "Oh, I played a lot of baseball." There's a lot of similarities, but there's also some big things that are different, with baseball and golf. But it's really important. I mean, I've had a kid literally who was 12 years old. Now, this coming from your stereotypical blue-collar family that played every sport. I said to the kid, I'm like, "What sports do you play?" And he looked at me and goes, I don't know. I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't really play sports. I'm like, okay. So I said to him, I wanted to see his coordination. I said, I gave him a golf ball, and I said, I want you to underhand toss or toss this ball in that basket. And he, dead face, looked at me and goes, I've never thrown a ball. And the kid's 12 years old. I'm saying to myself, going, really? Okay. And again, you learn a lot about someone, even like a full adult. It's good to know the background of whoever they are. Even like, you can get technical with injuries and stuff like that. But it's really amazing. The more you teach, you can see. I can almost put the swing in my head when they tell me what sport they play. Almost every single time. Baseball, hockey, whatever the case may be.
The way the brains are patterned, exactly. It's true.
Yep. So moral of that, hopscotch is coming to the Olympics in 2020 or 2021.
Awesome. That'll be right up there with curling.
Yes. Hey, that's actually, I've gotten into that the past few winters. It's crazy. Guys, awesome having you. I know we can probably sit here for 5 hours and do this.
Yep.
Rob, tell everybody where they could find you, and Kirk, you do the same.
Yeah, reach out to me, Glen Arbor Golf Club, anytime. Rob at roblabritz.com is my email address. On Instagram, I'm Rob Labritz Golf. Twitter, Rob Labritz Golf. Any other social media platforms? What else do I have here? We've got Facebook page. Haven't got into TikTok yet.
Please don't.
But reach out to me. You can always find me. Love to chat golf. Love this group of guys right here. Thank you for having me on. Just, while we're quarantining, baby. We need knees, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Kirk, go.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. A great time. You can find me at Kirk Oguri everywhere, pretty much, from LinkedIn to Instagram, the Golf Ninja, to Twitter, which I'm on a lot. Pete's Golf Shop is the facility that I teach and sit at. Let's get this section going this year, and let's start to play some golf. So finally, I walked and played on Saturday. It was great. Just to be out there, to hit some shots, and just be out there in the sun. I can't wait. Even though, hey, I'm having a great time right now, just being quarantined and doing stuff at home. Just let's be patient, and once we get the green light, come on, man, let's go.
We love
Hey, Kirk.
the
Hey,
guitar.
Kirk, I bought an acoustic guitar. I have no idea how to play. I need your help.
Well, it's very simple. It's like golf. You know how the club.
It's all in your grip.
You have to push down on the correct note and pluck it for the sound to come out. That's my best advice: is put your finger on a fret on a note and then pluck it, and a sound comes out. And if it doesn't sound right, it's probably not the correct note.
Someone says it makes a cool sound when you swing it at a door frame.
This was Strokes Game Podcast, episode number 8. Signing off, Mike Majette, John DiPilato. See you later.
Give me a stroke. Give me some game. Strokes Game Podcast.